An emergency stop Park Talk Radio podcast has been activated. Your normal broadcast will return shortly.
That is right, friends. Hold on tight. Another e-stop has been activated here at Park Talk Radio. Bill, once again, joining you in this time of pause in between main episodes. And today we're talking about a very exceptional piece that happens only so many times in every few years, especially exceptional ones, which I'll let you be the judge of that as we go through it today for today's e-stop on Horizon's Disney Experience Showcase at D23. As always, thank you for joining us and listening to Park Talk Radio. E-Stop is a bonus episode in between other main storied episodes here at the show for exceptional, newsworthy items that simply cannot wait for both Dave and I to sit down and talk through it together. You may have heard some other e-stops in the past that include the world reveals of the new worlds at Universal Epic Universe, and that does not stop or be an exclusive to Universal. Of course, we include all big park announcements. And last night, recording today, Sunday, August 11th, last night on Saturday, August 10th, Disney Company held the second day of their D23 showcase, and they went over the Disney experiences coming to you in a very long, varied timeline to their parks, cruises, and other experiences throughout the globe. So we'll be diving into that, going over everything that was talked about, and reviewing what our opinions are for those particular experiences coming in some sort of fashion over the next 5 years or so. As always, be sure to follow us, like us, check us out at Park Talk Radio across all socials. Content creator Brandon's been doing some great work as we've been going to Universal and getting geared up for Halloween Horror Nights. There'll be more content coming as we get closer and closer and closer. Text message voicemail 407-490-2220, as well as email parktalkradio@gmail.com. So we have all that, and we will be covering everything that D23 went over last night, including all international parks, cruises, as well as the stateside parks, both on the West and East Coast. If you want to skip to any particular portion, check out the show notes. They will be mostly accurate. We use a lot of automated technology to ensure quick, efficient production of these episodes. So check out those and see if you want to jump to a specific point in the show. To get right into it, I want to start with the concept of what D23 is. D23 was established to bring Disney fans closer to the magic through one-of-a-kind experiences, special events, unique merchandise offerings, quarterly publications, exclusive online content, and the opportunity to meet others who share the same affection for Disney. D23 offers fans an insider look at every corner of Disney, from the parks, animation, television, and film to the treasures of the legendary Walt Disney Archives. And if you're unfamiliar with D23 and what it stands for, the D, of course, stands for Disney, and 23 represents 1923, the year that Walt Disney arrived in California and founded the Walt Disney Company. D23 takes place every 2 or so years with some smaller events on the off years. We had our last big one in 2022, and of course this year is no different. 2024 has now another D23 that's nearly complete at this point. Every day, a large showcase is the end cap for the day. Friday was the Disney Entertainment Showcase, and that one went over the movies, TV shows, stage shows, the productions that you can view at home or in a theater setting. Last night was the Disney Experiences Showcase. This is all your parks, your cruises, and other experiences that you can go to in person and have the opportunity to go see what's coming there. D23 is very difficult to get into. I've had the great privilege and opportunity to go to a D23 experience a number of years ago. Maybe it was 2018. And that's when they were really gearing up and getting ready to show off some of those new Marvel movies and leading up to Endgame. Over the 3 days, you'll have announcements, reveals, and the opportunity to give Disney some more of that hard-earned cash, and through exclusive merch and a exclusive D23 day at the Disneyland park. D23 is held in the Anaheim area. This year was at the Honda Center. as well as if you want to get into these big exclusive panels, you can ensure yourself a showcase and seating for them by, of course, paying a little bit more. Today, we'll be focusing on parks, and I'm going to give you some quotes and alleged promises. As we're all familiar, Disney has not always been the greatest in producing and providing these theme park in-person experiences to a timeline that is what they have initially said was going to happen. And not only that, their concept art, their presentation of these new pieces coming to the parks doesn't always translate one-to-one, and it's rather sometimes disappointing to see we had all these grandiose ideas, budget cuts, scale back, and what have you, did impact that, and so we don't always get what they are promising, and it's frustrating. We've seen it before. You had Tron take nearly 6 years, and we are going to have a whole theme park open in the time that Tron took. So a quote from Josh Del Moro, the theme park chair over at the Disney company. "Everything we're going to share with you is an active development. Plans are drawn, dirt is moving. I just want to be clear about this. We're doing everything you're going to hear tonight." Actual quote from the Disney theme park chair. And another piece here. If you can believe it, we just wrapped up almost 50 announcements during the Horizons Disney Experiences Showcase at the Honda Center during D23, the Ultimate Disney Fan Event for 2024. And these aren't just blue sky announcements for some time somewhere down the road. No, these are things we're building right now, and for many, you'll start to see them come to life over the next 5 years. The sky is the limit, and we're only just getting started. Blue sky is an idea, concept, or some sort of potential that is thought up. Doesn't mean there's anything, there could be nothing more than an idea. There could be some early sketch drawings, maybe concept art, hardly ever a model or concrete. No permits, of course. That's far much down the road relative to the blue sky. Doesn't mean anything is going to happen. We've seen blue sky come and go for many, many times across many, many parks. You can read them up online for defunct, never realized pieces or unbuilt, rather, concepts. And another key takeaway I'm going to go here before we jump into what has been announced. Things are being built, things are being moved. We talked about permits being filed over at Animal Kingdom. We talked about dirt being moved. And what Josh said here, for many of these near 50 announcements, you'll start to see them come to life over the next 5 years. So things that were talked about today, or last night rather, and today from me, will be complete within the next 5 years. Now, though not all. And we'll see which ones we may anticipate being done in that time, which ones have been clearly defined as will not be, and where the other kind of confusion and mystique come to when these things will begin, when they'll end, and when we can anticipate a grand opening. Some construction dates are shown and are clear and transparent when ground will be be moved and construction will begin. And then for all these pieces, except for one, no finish dates are given or even a time frame in years to when we can expect these particular items to open, let alone the year they're aiming for these to open. Under promise, over deliver is always a great business sense. I'm going to go through and start with the international parks and then present to you and talk through those announcements as they were presented in the D23 announcement last night for the parks experiences. And they will be starting off over in Disneyland Paris. Now, Disneyland Paris is going through a big change right now. I mean, it used to be called Euro Disney. Disneyland Paris is the name these days. And then the Disneyland's second park over in Paris has been recently renamed to Disney Adventure World and is coming with a brand new retheme, almost a rebuild, similar to when California Adventure was given a $1.5 billion remake. So we have a couple pieces for both of the Disney parks in Paris. Starting off, coming in January 2025, so a clear defined date and month, Disneyland Paris will also unveil its own new nighttime spectacular with timeless songs from Disney and Pixar. This moving journey will be told through projections on Sleeping Beauty Castle and, for the first time, down Main Street. So this will be a nighttime spectacular with fireworks, projections, potential lasers. The concept art does show all this and some of those classic Disney animations, including the newer ones we do see in Encanto for sure. on the concept here. The other new big piece that was announced for Disneyland Paris was a brand new attraction and themed area to be centered around the Lion King and Simba, as well as the rest of the animal kingdom, soon joining the expanding roster of experiences at the resort. The main attraction will be a Lion King themed flume ride, and this will be located there in Disney's Adventure World. The Lion King, which is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year, has been a long-beloved Disney story. This new area of the park will be dedicated to the characters and stories from the film, including dining, shopping, and a chance to meet some favorite characters. Then, when you're ready, head down to the caverns beneath Pride Rock, and you'll join Simba on this new journey from cub to king, feeling like you stepped right into the movie. Based on the concept art, it is going to be related and expected to be based on the live-action CGI version of the movie. However, Josh did use interchangeably the classic animated film as well as live-action. Very challenging to discern which it will be. I'm leaning towards the CGI version as that's what's shown on the concept art. As we know, though, that can change. Also, in Disney Adventure World, you'll see that there was also a handful of recent exciting updates, including the opening of Avengers Campus and Worlds of Pixar, and these additional openings will continue with the opening of the World of Frozen in 2026. No construction date has been mentioned for when the Lion King themed area and accompanying attraction is to start. The concept art does show Pride Rock with a flume ride, and it appears to be very similar to a Splash Mountain or Tiana's Bayou Adventure clone. That's what we have for Disneyland Paris. Nothing too crazy. Disney Adventure World is going through a big remake glow up as we introduce Avengers, Pixar, Frozen, and now Lion King. I've not been to this park personally. I'm excited to see that they're always trying to include new things and really build up a long-standing park that has not seen probably its potential met. And when you include Avengers, you include Pixar and Frozen, you're already on a great step forward, and then Lion King is an exceptional way to round this out. I wish it was more akin to the animated classic from the 90s, and it may still be. However, I'm not super excited for a Splash Mountain clone with yet a different coat of paint, trying again with a different movie. I wouldn't say a log flume really encapsulates the spirit of a Lion King ride or the movie. We'll see. It will be more than likely one of the last Disney parks that I do visit, as we have so many exciting ones with far greater concepts and new announcements still coming. And that is to say, we're moving over to Disneyland Tokyo and Tokyo Disney Sea. There's not going to be a whole lot for this particular section. Fantasy Springs just grand opened, which is a huge, huge expansion to Tokyo Disney Sea, and more or less doubles the size of the park, including several attractions. Not one, not two. There's 3, more food, more shopping, and an exceptional expansion to Tokyo Disney Sea. There's also been the announced remaking of Splash Mountain, and then Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters getting a complete redo into a brand new Shooter Wreck-It Ralph attraction. What we can announce and did announce last night over at Disneyland Tokyo, they will also be receiving a new nighttime spectacular debuting this year, 2024, September 20th. Right, that we have something coming up real quick, despite and not in lieu of the Fantasy Springs attraction and experiences already opening this year. September 20th, there'll be a brand new nighttime spectacular called Reach for the Stars. Concept art does show a focus on Baymax from the movie Big Hero 6. Almost forgot it, what the name was. And you'll see additional projections and fireworks, of course. Moving on to our next international park will be Shanghai Disneyland. One attraction was announced and shown through one piece of concept, and this will be a brand new, all new Spider-Man thrill attraction to Shanghai Disneyland. Peter Parker has gotten himself and us in a bit of a tight spot. We're going to follow him at very high speeds to get us out of trouble. From the concept, it does show Spider-Man. We're in a roller coaster ride vehicle, and you see the track shooting out. and then it does show some of the spider nanobots or the spider bot technology that is utilized in the Web Slingers attraction in there. Does not show any sort of villains or what the story will entail. Will say then, again, it appears to be a launch coaster with indoor and outdoor show scenes based on the art presented. No construction date given for when this will start. And that's what you have for Shanghai Disneyland. Moving on to another park on this side of the world, Hong Kong Disneyland. Over in Hong Kong, they will be expanding Stark Expo, showing that there'll be an all-new attraction coming to Hong Kong Disneyland. Tony Stark has invited his friend and new Stark Industries intern, Peter Parker, to showcase some new inventions. But unfortunately, that also means that this has also caught the attention of one of Spidey's most formidable villains. While trying to help Spider-Man protect the new tech, guests are caught in the middle of the action. Again, no construction date shown, meaning they don't have anything to formally announce when they'll begin construction, as well as when this will be complete or open. Similar to Shanghai Disneyland, however, we're getting 2 Spider-Man attractions in 2 different Disneyland parks. In the concept art for this particular one, in Hong Kong, it does show Doc Ock and Spider-Man fighting over a ride vehicle of guests in what appears to be the interior shaft of the Avenger Tower. The ride vehicle is very similar to Tower of Terror or Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, and it appears to be a drop tower, which the concept looks and sounds like it would work. Spider-Man is fighting to keep us up and make sure our drop tower vehicle doesn't crash, and Doc is trying to bring us down to the ground. Again, looks exciting, not terribly difficult to envision another drop tower, which we've now seen several iterations of. But the 2 main IPs or overlays is Tower of Terror and Guardians of the Galaxy. This time with Spider-Man. I will say I'm pretty excited for that one. The launch coaster also looks very cool in Shanghai. We'll see. It's such a bummer that over here in Florida, we can't have any of the Avengers stuff, especially Spider-Man. And I wouldn't say Web Slingers is a great attraction. It's still fun, it's still interactive, and gives additional ride capacity and guest throughput. It's not a bad thing to have more attractions and rides to go on at a theme park. Continuing on, before we hit the 2 big ones, which will be the stateside Disney parks. This is not necessarily a theme park, though the mantra for the Disney Cruise Line is a theme park at sea. And we're going to go briefly into this particular one. As mentioned in previous shows, we've already seen a lot shown for the new experiences for the immediate sailings that are happening this year, next year, 26, and maybe 27. And those include some shows, mainly the inclusion of brand new, extremely themed and immersive bars and lounges, being the Haunted Mansion, Jungle Cruise, Aristocrats, and the Cruella de Vil 101 Dalmatians coming to those ones. Today, 4 new ships will be joining the Disney Cruise Line's ever-growing roster of award-winning ships sailing around the world. These 4 ships will arrive between 2027 and 2031. Currently, there are 5 ships in the fleet, with 4 others already in the works. These new 4 additional ships will bring the fleet to a total of 13, giving you 13 different opportunities to experience everything that Disney Cruise Line is known for. The ship names, designs, and exciting itineraries are still in development, but go ahead and start dreaming about your next sailing. And there's still more that was talked by Josh at the D23 experience last night. For the Disney Destiny, which starts sailing next year, there'll be a signature production Broadway-level show of a Disney Hercules featuring the music and characters you know and love from the classic animated film. That one I'm particularly excited for. I do need to see a bit more of the Disney Destiny. I can't remember what is on which ship, since there's so many new announcements. However, Hercules is one of my favorite, if not my favorite. It goes between that and Mulan, battling for that top spot. I gotta see Hercules in person. They've been teasing the live action for years, and the rumor mill, as well as a full-scale Broadway production available in New York or the West End. Something great for it, of course. If it's got to be on the ship, I'm going to be on the ship. That's just what it has to happen. Additionally, Josh also revealed new details about the Disney Treasure, another ship that is setting sail later this year, 2024. I believe it's a Christmas sailing. On this one, guests will get to see a brand new stage production, Disney The Tale of Moana. And the show will include a giant puppet on stage. Te Kā, which is the big fire deity, will appear on stage as a 15-foot tall puppet, the largest that's ever been produced for a Disney Cruise Line show. Josh anecdotally included that he's seen the puppet in person, and it is stunning. I'm sure it's really cool to see and have a puppet of that scale onto a Disney Cruise Line. Doesn't really move the needle for me. Moana, I thought it was great. The concept art did show this puppet. I think it's going to be a really great addition. And to have this particular experience on a Disney cruise ship is going to be something that is very hard to challenge as far as cruise ships go. What we really want to see is this level of passion, dedication, and innovation, as well as a little bit of ego to go for something big in our theme parks. And the two theme parks that I visit most, or the two theme park areas, are both available in California and Florida. The first one, we're going to start on the West Coast over in California and Anaheim. We'll be going through some big additions in Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. And I'm encompassing all of these as I will, with Walt Disney World talking about Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom. Starting over on the West Coast, Disneyland will be celebrating its 70th anniversary in 2025 next year, and some of the additions you can anticipate for the rest of this year, next year, and going forward starts us off with the inclusion and first opportunity to venture further into Pandora with a new destination at Disney California Adventure. While Pandora, the world of Avatar over here in Florida at Disney's Animal Kingdom, is based on the James Cameron Avatar film, the original one that is, Avatar, this new destination over at California Adventure draws inspiration from the second film in the series, Avatar: The Way of Water, and upcoming Avatar films to bring Pandora to life in a brand new way. Announced on Friday, the third Avatar movie's title, Fire and Ash. This will be a fully realized land similar in scope and size of Pandora World of Avatar at the Animal Kingdom. One attraction is shown, which will be a boat ride. However, this is larger than the Navi River journey that is available in Animal Kingdom today, where it's a small boat. This one's much larger, about double the size of guest capacity, and it did show a darker, more mature tone. Again, reflecting what we've seen, or if you have seen, in Avatar: The Way of Water. This whole land and attraction, and will potentially another attraction, they have not announced any sort of Flight of Passage clone or any additional attractions. Only one has been shown. This will be found over in California Adventure. No construction date stated for this particular one, nor an opening time frame. You can expect this probably in the next 5 years, as Josh mentioned. As far as where it will be located, as you know, Disneyland Forward, the brand new section that will connect the two parks in the back area, was approved by the local government and surrounding influencers. Excuse me. Location for this is potentially expected to be over in Hollywoodland. That is in the back left corner, as if you were first entering the park over at Disney's California Adventure. If you go in and you make a left by the center area of the entrance, you'll see the walkway headed towards the Hyperion Theater. On your right is the Disney Junior area. On your left will be a courtyard, Hollywoodland, where you'll find the Monsters, Inc. attraction, PhilharMagic, a small stage, shopping opportunities, and an unused to the guest soundstage. It's used for storage in the back there. That's where you also find typically the Disney Visa Chase photo opportunity and a great spot to grab some drinks and beers. This is the anticipated area where the new Pandora land will take over, which means we're losing several attractions, being PhilharMagic, Monsters, Inc., and a large expansion plot. I do like Pandora here at Animal Kingdom. I can't say it's my favorite ever. I don't really care for either of the attractions. It's really the level of scale with the floating rocks, the attention to detail, and the aspect of feeling transported to another world, albeit still hot as can be for a Florida location. So we'll have that probably 2020. Do I want to be generous? 27, 28. Next 5 years. We're 24 today. 5 years will be 29. They got to take down a lot, move it around. If it's in that particular location, that is. They move and scale a lot, raise it, and then build it back up. And building Pandora is no easy feat. Next up, for the announcements on the Disneyland side of the coast, The Happiest Place on Earth will open their attraction inspired by the Walt Disney Animation Studios film, The Princess and the Frog, on November 15th, 2024, which is the start of the holiday season at Disneyland Resort. That's right, Tiana's Bayou Adventure will be officially opening on November 15th, 2024, over in the Disneyland Park. November 15th, is a Friday. It's going to be jam-packed and busy. Not only is it opening on a Friday, it's opening on the official holiday season start at Disneyland. We've had it open for about a month now. It's been 2 months. I'm losing track of time as we just march on to Halloween. Tiana's Bayou Adventure has been opened over in Frontierland of the Magic Kingdom in Florida for some time now. Still under virtual queue. I imagine this will be the case over in Disneyland. Has not been announced. What was also announced was not only will Tiana's Bayou Adventure open on November 15th, Critter Country will now appropriately be renamed Bayou Country when Tiana's Bayou Adventure opens on the 15th. You're encouraged to gather up your friends and family as a celebration is coming. Bayou Country is situated on the edge of New Orleans Square with shady trees, mesmerizing music, and a vast collection of enchanting surprises. Guests will discover a land filled with friendly woodland animals, from a trumpet-playing gator and an adorable bear who craves honey to a musical cast of bears, frogs, and other critters. In addition to Tiana's Bayou Adventure, Bayou Country will be home to the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh and the Davy Crockett's Explorer canoes, as well as the newly reimagined Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree, which has one of the most scenic dining areas in all of Disneyland Park. And also, don't forget to grab your favorite merchandise from Ray's Berets and Lewis's Critter Club, and sweet treats from Pooh Corner. While some of these areas, shops, and opportunities will be opening earlier than others, we look forward to welcoming you officially to Bayou Country when Tiana's Bayou Adventure opens on November 15th. Now, a lot of these attractions, food stops, and merchandise locations have been closed up due to Tiana's Bayou Adventure and updating some of the existing infrastructure and availability to your dining and experiences there. With that said, this turns New Orleans Square, or part of it, or Critter Country. So sorry. Disneyland is a little bit differently situated relative to Magic Kingdom, of course. Critter Country is separate from Frontierland and New Orleans Square. Critter Country is no more. We just have Pooh there. He's now Cajun, I guess. And then Davy Crockett's Explorer canoes, just based on where you embark and disembark from said canoes, is right near all of this. Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree, a great spot, good quick service food. They will also be playing some of the Country Bear Jamboree music in there. Does not yet say if it's from the old attraction or the new one now available and open to guests here in the Magic Kingdom, as Winnie the Pooh did take over that former land space. So Tiana's will open on the 15th. You'll see probably some of the merchandise open up. The food location of the Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree open up prior to it, as mentioned. All of that, the walls will be down, and you'll be able to fully experience the brand new Bayou Country on the 15th. Continuing on, in 2025, for the first time ever, you'll actually be able to see Walt Disney through the magic of audio animatronics technology in Walt Disney: A Magical Life. That's right, they've made a lifelike, I wouldn't say the most advanced, but the most human-like animatronic to date, to mirror and encompass the passion, magic, drive, and creativity of one Walt Disney. Available in 2025. Walt Disney Imagineering's first audio animatronic figure of Walt Disney is being created for this very special experience. Josh was ecstatic for this particular piece of the reveal. He speaks for the entire team when he said there's so much pride and excitement for everyone in this endeavor. The past, present, and future are coming together, giving visitors the chance to imagine what it would be like to stop by Walt's office. Who knows what he might be dreaming up inside? Only time would tell with Walt. Walt Disney, A Magical Life, will debut inside the Main Street Opera House, and after its initial run, the attraction will play in rotation with great moments with Mr. Lincoln. A fitting acknowledgement of Walt's significant advances with audio animatronics about 60 years ago when he first introduced the groundbreaking technology. So this will be taking the spot of where Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln is available now. And then during its initial run, it'll be only Walt Disney A Magical Life showing off this incredible new audio animatronic and giving you the chance to sit down with Walt in his office as he talks about his dreams. As when the initial run is complete, whatever that may be, probably whatever calendar year they decide to start up the Disneyland 70th, after that is complete, probably May or so 2025, or 2026 rather, there'll now be rotation between here's the Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln months, and then here's the Walt Disney Magical Life months. Really cool, great to introduce. Hopefully they use some really great technology to bring up the old recordings of Walt to a current day expectation for clarity and transparency, or they find a hell of an impersonator. Continuing on, some more attractions and rides. A brand new reveal that an all-new attraction themed to Pixar Animation Studios' Coco is also coming to Disney California Adventure in the future. The attraction will be filled with characters and music you know and love from the beloved movie. As you join Miguel on a trip to the land of the dead, this marks the first ever Coco ride in a Disney park. With that said, Walt Disney Imagineering will draw inspiration for the attraction from beloved classics like Haunted Mansion and Pirates of the Caribbean. They're bringing a skeletal cast of characters to life in a big way through the latest audio animatronics technology. These figures will appear in ways you'll have to see to believe. That said, this construction for this attraction will begin not until 2026. And the expectation for this location will be somewhere behind Pixar Pier. So no attractions will have to be removed based on rumors and concept for this one to have it take its new home. That said, construction is not starting until 26. Gosh, I can't imagine this can be a gigantic footprint, something of a Omnimover or an easy ride to condense into a small footprint. Probably 2028 late, depending on when they start construction in 26, or we're looking at that 2029 5-year plan. I'm excited. Coco's a great movie. Really enjoy the story, and to see new audio animatronics is always such a great joy and experience. And that's something we keep saying about Epic Universe when they show the Wolfman from Dark Universe inside Monsters Unchained, or they show the Death Eater from the Battle for the Ministry of Magic. You know, these are really great times to be living in. And if you're a theme park head and want to see the greatest and latest, this is probably another exceptional opportunity to do so when Coco finally opens. And for the closing remarks in relation to the Disneyland Disney California Adventure, not one but 2 new attractions are coming to one particular area. Ready, recruits? The size of Avengers Campus at Disneyland will double with 2 brand new attractions to suit up and fight alongside some of Earth's mightiest heroes. Glad to hear this part here. Construction on this expansion will begin next year, 2025. The first one, which is going to be the greater of the 2 attractions it was talked about first. And what they talked about was about getting ready for a multi-world adventure experience with the ride title here, Avengers Infinity Defense. Finally, after being teased and revealed at one point years and years ago, couple D23s ago, we're getting that e-ticket attraction that is supposed to be inside or behind the Avengers location inside Avengers campus. With Avengers Infinity Defense, technology that allows the Avengers to jump between worlds has gone missing, and King Thanos is using it to wreak havoc everywhere. Recruits will travel to iconic locations like Asgard, Wakanda, and New York City alongside the likes of big and small heroes. You also just might find yourself face to face with King Thanos himself. Now, this is a little different from the concept talked about a couple of years back, a couple of D23s back, that it would be a multiversal adventure as King Thanos is still the villain then and now, where he's had the ability to kind of destroy the multiverse. They wanted to tie it into the multiverse saga. This one appears to be a bit more of time travel and jumping between worlds, as King Thanos is clearly not from our existence or the main Marvel Cinematic Universe existence. And you're going to do what appears to be some of the greatest hits. We go to Asgard. We fight big Asgard monsters. Hela, Surtur. Wakanda, the battle for Wakanda from Infinity War, probably very prevalent. New York City from the Battle for New York in the first Avengers film. And then, of course, some original scenes with King Thanos. In the concept art, we see Ant-Man, Iron Man, giant alien creatures that look very reminiscent of the, not Kree? I can't remember. Sorry, nerds. I don't remember all the aliens from Marvel. We also see Hulk, Sherry's Black Panther, and King Thanos, of course. The ride vehicle model was shown on the floor inside the exhibition hall, very similar to a Scoop vehicle, which is used in the Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man over in Islands of Adventure, or Transformers, the same ride vehicle featured over in the Transformers attraction at Universal Studios Orlando. And the final announcement given for Disneyland, also in Avengers Campus, California Adventure. If you're up for another mission, Tony Stark has one for you. And you know, Tony, he always wants to try something new and exciting, and it's going to make you feel like a superhero yourself. With this now newly announced attraction, the second attraction doubling in size for Avengers Campus, being right next door to Avengers Infinity Defense, you'll have Stark Flight Lab. You're going to sit into 2-person pods and deploy to a test station. Then, a robot arm grabs your pod and starts whirling you around in a simulated flight. It's a Kuka arm robot, where the arm, similar, you've seen it in the first Iron Man movie, and it's the same ride vehicle utilized in both Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, and Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment. You're starting off on the ground, 2-person seat, 1 and 2, going along a track. A little different here. The arm then grabs your ride vehicle, takes you off the track, and now the arm is on its own track and you're whirling around. Kind of a great little piece of change and innovation compared to being on the Kuka arm track the entire time. It does look like fun. It does appear to be a family attraction and a bit less intense or involved relative to Avengers Infinity Defense. Nonetheless, I expect this to be very cool and very fun, especially if you enjoy Iron Man or Mr. Stark himself, Robert Downey Jr. He'll be reprising his role as Tony Stark for both attractions in the land, Avengers Infinity Defense and Stark Flight Lab. And finally, as we get into the final section, and I'm going to let you know, I took a copious amount of notes, about 8 pages here, and I'm near the last few lines of page 4. The remaining is for Walt Disney World. So let's jump on in and go through what they announced for Walt Disney World here on the East Coast in Florida, as they were revealed last night at the Disney Experiences Showcase. First one up. An all-new parade will be coming next summer, 2025, Disney Starlight. As you know, in the past, we've had some great and what I would consider not great nighttime parades, Spectral Magic being the best one I've seen beside Paint the Night. However, the cowards won't bring back Paint the Night or rebuild Spectral Magic. So we had Main Street Electrical Light Parade. Or the Main Street Electrical Parade, rather, which is not my favorite. I do like the music. I don't find the spectacle nearly as engrossing as Spectral Magic or Paint the Night. That said, Disney Starlight will continue the nighttime spectacular legacy started by the first nighttime parade, Main Street Electrical Parade. using the latest technology to tell new stories about the characters you love. All of this is brought to life by the magic of the Blue Fairy. So this is the storyline. The Blue Fairy has brought to life all these pieces, in addition to beloved characters from Walt Disney Animation Studios such as Peter Pan, Encanto, Frozen, and more. The target date will be summer 2025, when it's still hot as the sun was up when the nighttime has descended upon Magic Kingdom. In the concept art, we are shown floats encapsulating Encanto, Peter Pan, the Blue Fairy Pinocchio, and Frozen. It looks cool. Nighttime parades are a different creature in itself, with the illumination and the fun, great ideas they can bring with these light up moving vehicles. I look forward to it. I have really enjoyed the new parades seen lately, not only at Universal, but as Disney as well. Festival of Fantasy, well, not necessarily new anymore. Pretty well done. And now with a brand new concept that will be debuting in 2025, I can't imagine what we'll be seeing with the new technology upgrades for this one. Cruising over into the depths of Disney's Animal Kingdom, something that's already been previously announced, we, however, are now getting a deep dive into it. A new adventure awaits over at Animal Kingdom with the addition of a new spaced theme around tropical Americas. Welcome to Pueblo Esperanza. Work on this new 11-acre section of the park is set to begin later this year. Just like Harambe, the Africa portion of Animal Kingdom, the land feels lived in with a long, rich history. Plus, there's a large hacienda, which will be one of the largest quick-service restaurants at Walt Disney Resort. The space will be lush and sprawling, featuring a large fountain in the center of where the villagers like to gather and tell stories. Additionally, a woodcarver has created a giant working carousel, featuring his favorite animals from Disney stories, a new take on a classic attraction that young families are going to love. And that's not all that will be located here. The new lane will include 2 signature attractions. Before we jump into those, let's talk a little bit about what we just said here. The 11-acre section of the park is taking over Dinoland USA and Hester and Chester's Dinorama. That includes pieces of long-enjoyed resort attractions and interactive pieces like the Dino Digs Kids Play Area, Restaurantosaurus, the Restaurantosaurus Bar, Dinosaur, the Flying Triceratops Spinning Flat Ride, the old location of Primeval World, which is now just concrete, those lovely carnival games, and the Chester and Hester gift shop. All that is going away to introduce this new 11 acres of tropical Americas. Where it says the space will be lush and sprawling, featuring a large fountain in the center where the villagers like to gather and tell stories, there's been no inclination or expectation or concept showing that there will be any sort of actors, performers, engrossing you into the storyline of the land, similar to many of the lands at Epic Universe. It does not always need to be one-to-one. However, in this day, and now when we're pushing it further and pushing it to be better, if there's an explanation that the villagers like to gather and tell stories, I fully expect it to have that in the land to realization after the concept. And then finally, the new carousel likely taking place of that flat Triceratops spin flat ride. It looks really cool. They did show one of the animals from a Disney story that will be on the carousel. It will be Kevin the Bird from Up. It does look really good. I'm not doubting Disney's ability to create a very cool looking hand, or what appears to be hand carved wooden ride vehicles on the carousel. On to those 2 signature attractions. The first one is Indiana Jones. Again, already revealed, this new indie experience is set to arrive in Animal Kingdom, and it will be different from any other Indiana Jones experience around the world. That being said, there's not that many out there. We have one, I believe, in Shanghai, which is a similar ride vehicle to the one that is currently standing in California, or it's Hong Kong. Pardon me, I'm going to get one of these flipped up. Or it's over in Paris. Nonetheless, there are 3 currently standing that I am fully aware of. One in California, of course, which uses the same ride vehicle as Dinosaur. Keep that in mind. One in Hong Kong or Shanghai that uses somewhat similar ride vehicle. However, the story is completely different from California. And finally, I believe this one's in Paris. They have a Indiana Jones roller coaster. So, the closest ones that use the same exact ride vehicles. Let's focus on that. Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye over in Disneyland Resort, California. And then Dinosaur, which is previous name, Countdown to Extinction, based on the great hit movie from the 2000s, Dinosaur. Here at Animal Kingdom, currently standing. It will be it'll be like no other Indiana Jones experience in the world. Wouldn't say that's 100% correct. The difference will be the story, the setting, and what new experiences and technology is utilized. Let's jump into a bit more information. In this new venture, the man with the hat has recently discovered a perfectly preserved Maya temple, and that can only mean one thing: it's time to explore it. He's heard rumors about a mythical creature deep within the temple, and he's got to see it for himself. So he brings us along on the adventure, but will there be snakes? We'll just have to wait and see. It'd be really funny if this mythical creature was a living dinosaur that got left behind from the dinosaur ride. I think that'd be quite exceptional. That in mind, this attraction will be replacing Dinosaur. They did reveal and show off a scale model of the tropical Americas, Pueblo Esperanza. This will be replacing Dinosaur. Concept art shows the same ride vehicle from Dinosaur or Indiana Jones, California, and the expected last time to take your time traveling expedition will be the end of 2024 or sometime in early 2025. No official announcement on any of this, besides construction starting at the end of the year. They did make a point to say, yes, you'll have plenty of time to ride Dinosaur. We'll be clearly announcing it. I expect it, again, sometime late this year or early 2025. On to that second attraction that will be anchoring the tropical Americas, also previously showcased in Kanto. If you're a fan of drawers, floors, and doors, let's go! The first ever Encanto-themed ride-through attraction is coming to Animal Kingdom, featuring the beloved Madrigal family from the Walt Disney Animation Studios film. Inside the casita, Antonio has just received his special gift, the ability to communicate with animals, and his room has transformed into a rainforest. It's time to go explore alongside him, and you never know what family member you might bump into. For this one, not a whole lot of concept art shown. The ride vehicle is not shown. This, however, is not expected to be a water-based boat ride, though similar to a boat-shaped ride vehicle, and that will be in the vein of Peter Pan in the new Fantasy Springs area of Tokyo Disney Sea, or the Pirates of the Caribbean in Shanghai. Boat-shaped but magnetic or trackless, a potential Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man style. The other rumor, and what is possibly said to be, is a Omnimover. Probably a bit more refined and up-to-date, less so Haunted Mansion, the Little Mermaid Adventures Under the Sea, something of that sort. For the entirety of this, construction on the tropical America's land is expected to set and begin this fall, 2024, and they're saying this, and this is the most explicit one for as far as big attractions and areas, will open in 2027. So about a 3-year, little less than 3-year turnaround, because you don't normally see big areas open up in those holiday months. There's already plenty of guests, and they don't want to overload it. So less than 3 years. We've already talked about the permits being filed and that they're moving the Walt Disney Imagineer trailers in place to get this rocking and rolling. This will be really quick. Not only are they tearing down a lot, they have to retheme all of Dinosaur and put in brand new eateries and anchors to ensure that this new 11-acre park inside Animal Kingdom is ready to enjoy guests from all over the world. Again, as mentioned, you'll have plenty of time to experience Dinosaur again and get that dino. Those are your big ones for Animal Kingdom. However, there was one final announcement for something else that was previously talked about. That elsewhere in Animal Kingdom, there are more exciting updates coming. That being the newest show coming to the Tree of Life Theater, featuring Judy Hopps, Nick Wilde, and all their friends from Disney Animation's Zootopia, the show title being Zootopia: Better Zoo Together. Almost said it completely wrong. Zootopia: Better Together. This will take guests on an adventure through different biomes seen in the film and opens next winter 2025. Something that like this, which was announced a number of years ago for what is an interior theater inside the Tree of Life, should not be taking this long. Zootopia came out, this was announced, and this is a theater show. What needs to be changed is, I believe, the pre-show, the glasses, if they're utilizing them. The theming inside, not only the pre-show, but the theater as well. I expect brand new seats with new 4D experiences and projector and screens. All that said, this should not be taking that long. Though I expect Disney is saying, we need a little bit more for 2025. And right now for 2025, we have a Zootopia Better Together. This will be replacing Tough to Be a Bug, the 4D screen movie experience where you can get stung by bees and touched by spiders. The guests probably enjoy the Zootopia one a little bit more. So get your rides in for your enjoyment of Tough to Be a Bug. No announcement date for when that will be closing. Winter 2025 is when you'll be able to enjoy and experience Zootopia Better Together. The next announcements were about a brand new lounge and to share details on a previously announced tavern, both coming soon to Walt Disney World Resort in 2025. First up, this new lounge is inspired by Spaceship Earth, and not only is it inspired by, it's inside Spaceship Earth. For over 40 years, Spaceship Earth has welcomed visitors to Epcot as a shining beacon of optimism and hope. This just-announced lounge is inspired by the stories, shapes, and enduring legacy of this timeless icon. Taking inspiration from the geometric sphere, the Zen space for families to gather and enjoy refreshments will be draped with rich textures and warm metallic tones, giving it a mysterious and elegant intimacy. From the concept, it does appear to be on the second floor higher viewing based on the imagery. Inside the Spaceship Earth globe, the viewing window is looking out the back of Spaceship Earth and looks towards the World Showcase and a nighttime spectacular. I say that because who knows what it will be come next year. They keep changing it. And to the right of your viewing is the ever magnificent Imagination Pavilion. This space is what was the former VIP lounge for Siemens guests of the Disney park of that day, or Siemens executives, as Siemens is no longer the presenter of Spaceship Earth. They are now turning this space into an opportunity to bring not only yourself, your partner, and your kids inside to get out of the rain or the sun, but you can also come spend some additional money. I say that in some jest. I think it's great. We're going to have this new lounge. Epcot's not short of places to grab something to drink. This would be a really cool experience to come see it, be in that location, and if you want to pay, I imagine, for the nighttime dining package or dessert party to watch Harmonious from that viewing deck. Opening 2025 sometime. Announced last year at Destination D23 in 2023, updates to the tavern theme to the Pirates of the Caribbean. As you know, there's been construction going on in the old Pirates League that is part of the Pirates of the Caribbean queue and the exit gift shop, also additional work going on in said gift shop. And Tortuga Tavern right across the way in Adventureland, turning into Tortuga Treasures. We now have more updates to share for the tavern themed to the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction. Set course for the Magic Kingdom, this rambunctious watering hole will offer a welcoming haven for all pirate kind, big and small, and everyone in between. Here, bandits and buccaneers to be from every corner of the seven seas are welcome to join together and raise a toast to the pirate life. In the newly released artwork, X marks the spot for a seaworthy selection of grogs and grub inside this tavern location coming to a Magic Kingdom park. As this did say in the concept art release, it shows approximately room for about 50 guests between sitting and standing. Lots of interactive elements, performers, and raunchous pirates to be included, of course. Guests young and old are welcome. There will, of course, be non-alcoholic options. Those interactive elements will be similar to Trader Sam's or Uga's Cantina. And the concept art does not show any food, though it does say that there will be grogs and grub. Again, I expect this to be close to Uga's, or it's very small bites, nothing too extravagant. You're putting in a lot in here for only about 50 guests in a very small space. Also opening in 2025. Continuing a little bit into Epcot, you're going to buckle up for a brand new experience when a reimagined test track presented by Chevrolet races into Epcot in 2025. Announced previously that Test Track 2.0 will be closing and a brand new iteration of Test Track 3.0 will be opening earlier this year, a little bit late last year. Walt Disney Imagineering is collaborating with Chevrolet to push innovation forward again and celebrate humanity's enduring drive on the thrilling road to a brighter tomorrow. But before we get too far down that winding road, Test Track will celebrate today's innovation while highlighting the past, present, and future. The queue for this new iteration of Test Track will feature 6 distinct exhibits, and with each room celebrating the vehicles and the people behind those vehicles that push the envelope and help get people to our next chapter in our motion journey. With that being said, we can imagine the create your own vehicle where you test each other's vehicle creations against each other will be removed, and we're taking a bit more of a here's our past, present, future celebration of what has been before us, what's happening now, and what's yet to come. Inside the attraction, new show scenes will be added showcasing technological advances and how our lifestyles and relationships to mobility connect everybody. Enjoy a ride through scenes focusing on onboard technology, customization, and personalization, followed by a trip through a scenic outdoor route reminding us all of the joys of driving, taking in the world around us, and spending quality time with friends and family. Construction on this reimagined experience has already begun, as we've talked about, and eagle-eyed visitors might have already picked up on the fact that the new exterior harkens back to the original pavilion design, and that is the old World of Motion building, which Test Track now stands. I like what they're saying here. They're talking about looking to our past to build our better future. Inspirations from before will impact what is yet to come. Test Track 2, not great. It really took away any sort of the storyline, took away of the character of the attraction. And hopefully with this new iteration with 3.0, these new show scenes and the queue will find a better balance and really enrich ourselves in what the World of Motion gave to us all those years ago. Opening in 2025, we have that, a parade, lounges, and Tough to Be a Bug replacement Zootopia so far for us to experience in 2025 in the Walt Disney World Orlando Resort. Up next, a huge announcement, a big one, and these last few are your big ones for Walt Disney World. First up, Monsters, Inc. Now, we haven't seen a full-fledged animated film from Monsters, Inc. since Monsters University, which was got to be coming up on 10 years now. Though those 10 years have not meant a whole lot to the fan base and enjoyment of the Monsters, Inc. universe. We're still getting Monsters at Work, the TV series available on Disney+, and Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor, as well as the Monsters, Inc. ride in California Adventure remain to this day, for the time being. That said, it's laughter thereafter when a brand new land, that's right, a full land, themed around Pixar Animation Studios' Monsters, Inc., comes to life at Disney's Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World Resort. To set it up, this is this land and the attraction, and within it, will be picking up after the events of the original film. Humans have now been invited to visit the world of Monsters, Inc., and the monsters need laughter, the power to city, and keep it running smoothly. But it's not a true visit without the factory tour itself. You'll be able to see the sights, hear the laughs, and zoom through the building just like James P. Sullivan, of course, that's Sully, and Mike Wazowski via a door. Yes, a door. If you've been dreaming of riding through the door vault since the movie was released in 2001, you're not alone. The team at Disney has been thinking about this too. Josh says, the first time I saw Monsters, Inc., all I wanted to do was ride on one of those doors like Mike and Sully. You'll go into the factory and experience the first suspended coaster ever in a Disney park. Remember in the movie how those claws grab the doors and hoist them up into the air to take them away? We're doing that too, and you're going along for the ride. As mentioned, this will be Disney's first suspended coaster, likely using Vekoma as their manufacturer. That's what Disney partners with these days. In the concept art, it does show about 8 ride vehicles per train, and each vehicle holds 2 guests. Okay, we'll see how many riders we get throughput per hour, because 2 per vehicle, you're looking at, and then 2 vehicles per train, you're looking at 16. Probably not going to be a long ride. We'll see. Tempered expectations. No, though, it's still a full land, brand new land themed around Monsters, Inc. Not only will this land have, of course, the suspended coaster of the Door Coaster that's been long wanted, rumored, and desired since the movie came out, and then when there was some concept and permits being filed around 2008, you're also going to have some additional pieces here. Of course, you can expect restaurants and shopping opportunities, as well as locations found in Monsters, Inc., hopefully the sushi restaurant. And in the concept, we also do see a slide that could be inferred as a children's play area. The construction of this brand new Monsters, Inc. land in Hollywood Studios starts in 2025. Now, the big piece of this. Where does this go in Hollywood Studios? Something's going to go away to make this happen. Now, right before I started my notes and recording for today's eStop, they did show off a model of the ride attraction, the show building, and the necessary scale size of what this would take to make happen. And I'll say it's not a huge footprint for the ride. We still need a full land to incorporate this, and the concept arts do show that they have not fully decided where this is going yet. Based on the infrastructure and how the land is situated, there are a couple locations where this would fit, and you can try to extrapolate from the concept art shown, because the couple of different pieces have wildly different layouts. The first one, and a lot of these are going to make, I think majority of these are going to be upsetting for guests of varying enjoyment levels. The first one they can do is to remove Star Tours and the Muppets show. Yep. Star Tours, what? Let me talk at a very base level without any emotional attachment. First off, Star Tours and the Muppet Show. Huge crowd eaters, big ride vehicles, and big show theater. Also has a big land availability. And when I go, Muppets has never been very popular lately. I do love it. Love that Waldorf and Regal Eagle. The rest of that little area that has the defunct Muppet store and other shopping that is closed where you meet Santa during the Christmas season. Pizza Rizzo, okay. A refab of Pizza Planet from Toy Story. And then you have Mama Melrose in the back, which I do like it there. All that said, big footprint, could be a full-fledged land, and does not take up a lot of space for the main attraction. Yeah. Now, another one. They could take out just Muppets in that surrounding area. Leave Star Tours, then you have Star Tours, Monsters Land, Galaxy's Edge. I still rather them get rid of Muppets, connect it, make another big area of Galaxy's Edge and then tie Star Tours into it so it looks like it freaking flows and feels better. Nonetheless, they could take out only the Muppets area to make this attraction and land work. As they've not revealed any size, only that they'll have this big anchoring attraction in the Monsters, Inc. Door Coaster, and it does not have a giganto footprint. The other one, we go over to Sunset Boulevard and we take out Rock and Roller Coaster and potentially Lightning McQueen's little show that he does over there. Now, this would be a big land with opportunity to add an additional attraction. However, based on the model, this is not that big of an attraction, and that'd be a lot of space. I know it's popular to say that this is an easy pick. Rock and Roller Coaster has had a lot of problems. They don't make that ride vehicle anymore. Parts are harder to come by. It has a lot of downtime, and Aerosmith recently announced their retirement. That said, still a popular attraction. It still finds itself with a good wait time, and ultimately, you don't want to take away attractions at Hollywood Studios, as it's already such a busy park with not a lot to do. And the attractions there are good, they're enjoyed, and they rack up those wait times because of the throughput. You need to not take things away. And that brings us to the last spot that this could probably go, which will be the Star Wars Launch Bay Animation Courtyard. This is the area behind the Little Mermaid show, part of where the Disney Junior area is at, and then Star Wars Launch Bay, which is now a not maintained or well-kept area where you can go meet Chewbacca or Darth Vader. If that's the case, I think this would fit very well. It won't be a huge land. It will have its nice attraction, maybe a restaurant, quick service, and a shop, but it will fit. We're not taking away any real big guest grabbers, and we're introducing a ride without taking anything away. Probably my preferred place. However, I think it'd be kind of funny if the Muppets get sucked up and that's the meltdown people are having. They're already having a meltdown about this stuff that has not had anything announced except construction starting in 2025. Continuing on, your next big announcement for Walt Disney World was that a new area, maybe not as big as land as the one that exists, that there will be a new area inspired by the Pixar Animation Studios film Cars. And this will be coming to a reimagined section of Frontierland at Magic Kingdom. Full stop right there first. Does not say beyond Big Thunder Mountain. However, they did not use any sort of that verbiage or connotation during the presentation. A reimagined section of Frontierland. So we can already dive in and think, okay, we have Liberty Square in Magic Kingdom and then Frontierland. And in between that, what space do you have? Not a whole lot. We just got Country Bears back. Pecos Bill will not be able to accommodate this. Oh, but hold on. We can maybe eke into Liberty Square a little bit. Take over Tom Sawyer Island. And, fill in the Rivers of America. Something to think about. Ruminate on that one a little bit. Because it said reimagined, not something that exists, as Frontierland does not exist beyond Big Thunder Mountain. That's a brand new area. Or maybe we're thinking too much about it. Could be right behind it. Let's see. The American West has always been about keeping your eyes on the horizon, believing in yourself, carving your own path, and striving towards success. That goes for miners in the mountains, bears from the country, a princess from the bayou, or a race car from the big city. So they talk about Big Thunder Mountain there, Country Bear Jamboree, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, or a race car from the big city. Don't get too comfortable in Radiator Springs because it's time to leave the pit stop and head west into exciting new frontiers. On this adventure, guests will be able to experience not one, but 2 exciting new Cars theme attractions. So with that, it will not be Radiator Springs Racers. It will not be Radiator Springs from Disney California Adventure in California. Brand new attractions, brand new land. Let me use the correct word. Brand new area that will have 2 attractions. One attraction will invite you on a thrilling rally race through the mountains, take on wild terrain as you race across the landscape, climbing mountain trails, dodging geysers, and Mater's favorite, splashing through mud holes. So this will be the big anchoring attraction, the e-ticket. Again, it won't be Radiator Springs Racers. It will use probably similar technology and will be racing in an off-road adventure. The concept art shows more of those off-road buggies racing each other in that particular sense. The second attraction, a smaller attraction for our smaller racers. This one will be geared towards them and will be fun for the whole family. No art shown for this, nothing beyond. It will be for our smaller guests, family attraction, and available for those individuals. Get ready to start your engines, work on this new space in Frontierland. Again, not Beyond, not new, but Frontierland will begin in early 2025. Don't know when it will be done, but it'll be early 2025. And before we get to the next few announcements, I want to circle back to a reimagined section of Frontierland. It may not be taking over Tom Sawyer or any of that, or expanding a little bit into Liberty Square. It very may well just be going behind Big Thunder. However, it's not beyond Big Thunder. We're expanding Frontierland to be reimagined into cars. There's a lot of controversy on that. I am in this, not that I'm mad about it, I think it's going to be cool. Radiator Springs and the company Radiator Springs Racers Ride in California is insane, so good. Great overlay for Halloween. Cozy Cones Hotel has so many good food and drink options. And Flo's V8 Cafe. However, Magic Kingdom, you don't have open alcohol policy and you can only get it at full sit-down, full-service restaurants. You're losing a lot of that. Even if it's not Radiator Springs and it's the West version of it. We lose all that, and we're certainly not going to get Halloween overlays like they do over there. So I'm pretty miffed about that to start off. In this Frontierland expansion, this is a West Coast focused Cars Land on the East Coast of the country. I just find a lot of humor in it. So they're expanding Frontierland. I would say we can end up here on it. Up next, the penultimate announcement they had was with the upcoming Mandalorian and Grogu movie blasting into theaters 2026. It will also touch down at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge with a brand new story and mission featuring Mando and Grogu to Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. This new mission addition will be coming to the attraction on Star Wars Galaxy's Edge to both Disneyland Resort and Walt Disney World Resort at the Magic Kingdom. They talked a little bit about the Unreal Engine they utilize to create some of the virtual sets for The Mandalorian, and they're expanding this partnership between Disney and Epic Games to bring to light the latest adventure in a galaxy far, far away. The intersection of storytelling and innovation has always been central to Lucasfilm, and we're excited to see where this collaboration will take us next. Imagine it, you're flying alongside Mando and Grogu on thrilling and dangerous missions, plural. Expect to see this new mission jump to light speed when the Mandalorian and Grogu hit the big screen in 2026. The movie hits in 26, the new addition to Smuggler's Run hits in 26. I know they've been working on an update, or at least I would have expected them to be working on an update or new missions for Smuggler's Run since it opened up. Does not appear to be the case. Since Disney did not take out a big stake in Epic Games and therefore Unreal Engine until later last year, earlier this year, and we're only getting something in 2026. Maddening. Still glad we're going to get something besides Hondo yakking away on Smuggler's Run. Fortunately, no construction necessary. Simply put in the new floppy disk and we're good to go with Smuggler's Run, Mandalorian Grogu Special Big Screen Edition. The final announcement today and the closing remark from the Disney Experiences Showcase was what is taking up the majority of Beyond Big Thunder Mountain, a brand new area, no expansion or extending Frontierland, not extending anything, wholly in its own. Once upon a nightmare, a place where poison apples are aplenty and magic potions can ruin your whole day. For all those things hiding in the shadows, it's time to join them as we lift the veil on a forthcoming Villains Land at Magic Kingdom Park in Walt Disney World. The evil ambition of all these villains means that the possibilities are endless for the stories that can be told, and visitors to the dark and thorny land should be prepared for whatever chaos may come their way. The new land will encompass all your nightmares, and this space will be home to 2 major attractions, dining and shopping on an incredibly twisted grand scale. This new land will be a fearless new vision for what a Disney experience can be. As they said, you might have just felt a shiver run down your spine. That's because preparation is already underway at Magic Kingdom for this new land. Maybe think twice before you indulge in that next shiny apple. Some details on this is the largest expansion at Magic Kingdom to date. Construction has not been formally announced, no date for construction, and as we know, and we will continue to cover, permits are required for these big construction projects and nothing has been filed. The only thing that we've seen that has been filed is only for Tropical Americas, as that construction starts this year. If we don't have explicit dates saying 2025, 26, similar to previous ones saying construction starts in 25, construction starts in 26 for Coco, you can only imagine that it means some of these won't start till 26, sometimes maybe 27. For the concept art, we do show a very dark and villainous land with vines and thorns covering all around, with dilapidated castle structures, a town to walk through. There's a big castle in the distance, and we do see Maleficent in her dragon form, breathing fire down upon a platform as a roller coaster travels all around her through the vines and thorns of her fury. The second attraction I expect to be an indoor dark ride, family style, and they've not explicitly said it. However, what's a brand new big expansion land at the Magic Kingdom without a new show? I will say I'm very excited. They are finally doing it. I hope they pull it off. All other villainous attempts as far as additional charge after our events or mini inclusions of villains has never been done well for me. It costs too much to do the extra events, the lines suck, and it's just too overwhelming, and it's not properly done. I am having so much hope for this to be done right. They take their time. However, for them to take their time, I don't see this opening till 2030. Cars, 28, 29. Monsters, 28 or 29. One of those will flip-flop. They'll have one thing per year between now, at least one thing new to open per year between now and 2030 at the Walt Disney World Resort. Those were the announcements at the Horizons Disney Experience Showcase for the 2024 D23 that occurred on Saturday, August 10th. There's a lot going on across the world in the sea and on land, and a lot is happening here in the States for Walt Disney World and the Disneyland Resort, should I say. And there's a lot to be excited about. I will not take that away. I am very excited for these things to come. But when is it coming? We have limited construction dates for a lot of this stuff. We have even smaller opening dates, let alone an opening year time frame. And some of this we have nothing except the concept. Fortunately, we can't take solace in what they said. None of this is blue sky. None of this is maybe. None of this is we might do this. None of this is we thought about it. This is going to happen. It will happen. And for the majority of these announcements, you'll see the fruits being born in one way or another, be it one-to-one concept based on what they've said, or with some unfortunate budget cuts or scale downs. It will happen in the next 5 years. And we can only hope and continue with that positivity that it will be as exciting, as exceptional and exemplary as we felt today, hearing about it. And if we watched the stream yesterday from the showcase of how great this could be. My sights continue to remain on Universal Epic Universe that opens in less than a year, guaranteed promise, and it's coming. And that park, that side does very much in a better success rate hit their concepts. Disney's got a lot to do. I say that like they're about to go out of business. They certainly aren't. They had a lot to do with all this ambition that they've shown this weekend, not only with the parks, but with everything else their studios are doing. They got a lot to do. And I look forward to it. And I cannot wait to see the aerial shots as we move along. And with those 50 announcements, there's going to be a lot of changes coming between now and the end of the decade. With a quick review, you're getting Disney cruise ships, 4 new ones launching between 2027 and 2031. You're getting the Monsters, Inc. land at Hollywood Studios, construction starting 2025. The new Cars area coming to Magic Kingdom, construction starting 2025. Villains Land, no construction date start, no end date even close to being done. Tropical Americas, the Encanto and Indiana Jones attractions. Construction starts this year, 2024, opening in 2027. Avatar-themed land over at Disney California Adventure. No construction date start, no construction date end. The Walt Disney Audio Animatronics figure, debuting next year, 2025, in Disneyland. All the Avengers updates to Shanghai, Hong Kong, Paris, and California. No construction stated, except for California, to start next year. No construction end date. Lion King coming to Disneyland Paris, the land and the ride. No construction date started. No reveal date given. The very first Coco attraction at California Adventure. Construction doesn't begin till 2026. No opening date revealed or time frame. Tiana's Bayou Adventure and Bayou Country opening in November this year, 2024. New lounges, both the Spaceship Earth and Pirates Tavern, opening in 2025. Test Track Reimagined 2025. The new Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Smuggler's Run Millennium Falcon, Grogu and Mandalorian Edition, debuting in 2026. World of Frozen coming to Disney Adventure World, those over in Paris, 2026. And your nighttime spectaculars, one opens up in September 2024 in Tokyo, other ones arriving in 2025, both in Paris and Magic Kingdom. So that's your quick review. We talked about a lot. If you have any questions, feedback, or anything you want to talk about as far as rumor speculation and so on, or anything park related, please give us a voicemail, give us an email, engage with us on social media at Park Talk Radio, Facebook, join the group, like the page, go onto our TikTok, our Instagram, all those good things. Voicemails and texts 407-490-2220. It's been my pleasure talking through and getting so hyped up and excited about D23 and what's coming. I wish it was a lot sooner than between now and 2030 or maybe even beyond. Fortunately, we'll have a brand new theme park to go over and go along the journey as Disney creates new worlds of magic, mystery, villainous intent, and exhilarating car rides as we go through what the world has to offer in Disney's hands. Sounds very ominous. Thank you all so much. Bill, has been my pleasure to be him. I'm recording another one full true episode tonight with Dave. Have a great Sunday. I'll see you in the park.